Hello, learners. Welcome back to our segment today. In our class today, I want us to learn two things. Number one is creating customers, though we had done it before, but I'm just going to remind you. Number two is creating an invoice. Number three, on the same segment, we're also going to learn about how to receive payment from our customers. So this is what I want us to learn today. So how to create our customers. We come to customers. We have customer center. On the customer center, we have to create our customer by clicking this drop down here. Then I do new customer. So on our new customer, at this point, we're having as at the beginning of the period, we are going to create our customer list here we had. So I want us to create this customer of ours. The first case we had, of course, our first customer here. Based on our data, for the items that we had created for Samsung, we had cash sales and we had credit sales. So credit sales for customers, we had Samsung, which was purchased by M. Darasa Limited. So I want us to create this customer known as M. Darasa Limited. So you're going to create M. Darasa Limited. The company name will be the same as username. So this is M. Darasa Limited. M. Darasa Limited. So that the company name, I'll just copy paste this to be M. Darasa Limited at that point. After we're done with that, I'm going to click OK. So on this end, you'll find that I'll have created M. Darasa Limited. The same procedure we had used earlier on to create, of course, this customer Kifaru Africa. I'm also having another customer which you can create. We had Sahara Digital. So same procedure applies. We come to new customer. I want to create Sahara Digital. So I'm going to create Sahara Digital. Sahara Digital, okay, Limited. After creating Sahara Digital Limited, of course, in our company name, the same name will appear, Sahara Digital Limited. I'm going to click OK. So what we've done, we've literally created our customers. We've literally created our customer. So the next thing that I want us to do is to make sales. And making sales, these are what we had. M. Darasa purchased Samsung 32-inch 5, 43-inch 10, 50-inch 3, and 64-inch 2. So how will you do that? That will take us to the next step of creating an invoice. So how do we go about creating an invoice? That should be easy. We need to go to our customers. We come to create an invoice here. So now creating our invoice, we want for M. Darasa Limited as at the period which you can select maybe January 31st. So what are we purchasing? We had here, number one, we're doing 5 32-inch. So I'll be having 5, item code 32-inch. In this case, I can have a quote or a description to be credit sales. The other item I'm having TV set, which is 43-inch. how many quantities will we be purchasing? We're purchasing 10, so I'll be having here 10. Same case, you can have as a description, credit sales. I'll be having another item here, which is 50 inch. We are talking of 3. So I'm having 3 credit sales. The last item is 64 inch. 64 inch, what do we have? 64 inch, you can see we have, of course, 2. So I'll be having 2 here. And for description, I'll be having our credit sales. What you realize, my good students, is that the prices are peaking in terms of selling price as the way we had it before. So they are peaking as that case, what we are doing here. Okay. So for that, the next step, of course, is to consider the terms, if at all we had any. So the terms, probably we can have due on receipt, net 15 days, net 30 days, net 60 days, or if I pay within 10 days, I'm going to receive 1% discount. Otherwise, I'm supposed to pay within 30 days. If I pay the same case within 10 days, I'm going to receive 2%. Otherwise, I'm supposed to pay within 30 days. So on this case, we can select the terms based on how you've agreed. And if it is due on receipt, immediately after I receive this goods when I'm supposed to pay. That one will purely depend on the agreement. So assuming we select net 30 days to be paid within 30 days. So once I have that, the next stage that I'm going to do is to make sure that I have saved the item. So I'm going to just save and close. So what we've done, you realize that now the value of MDRASA balance is 1,105,000. So whatever that we've done, we've created an invoice. Whatever that we've done, we have literally created an invoice. The next stage here will be, we're told to each customer paid 50% of the credit value. The balance is to be cleared later. So you had agreed to be cleared after 30 days, right? So the next stage, I want us to receive this amount from our customers. Receiving this amount from our customers, how do you go about it? We come to customers. We want to receive payments from our customers. So just click receive payments. MDRASA, we can see MDRASA, we had value to be owed as per our invoice, which is 1,105,000. So we are receiving 50%. So 50% of that will give us 1105 divided by 2. I'm receiving 552,500. That's what we're receiving. So doing that, in this case, you'll find that where are we receiving it from? Because as at now, it is going to be credited on, in this case, of course, it's going to be debited on the undeposited funds. So you can say that you're receiving this via check. So that the next step to do, we are going to save and close. The moment I've saved and closed, you realize that the balance of MDRASA Limited, I'm having now 552,500. And in this case, undeposited funds, I'm having 552,500. So this amount has been debited in their deposited funds. Remember, we need to take this amount either to cash or bank account. So the next step will be, how will we record or receive this amount in our bank? That is the next stage that I want us to handle next. If at all it has been received and it is on the undeposited funds, then how will we be able to record this in our bank? So to do that, we go to our banking. In our banking, I'll want us to make deposits. And the deposits that I want us to make, it is from Rasa Limited. You see, initially we had this, that was a sample that I was showing the other time. So right now we're doing the actual transaction. So in this case, I want to receive that payment from Rasa, right? So what we'll do, we'll just do, of course, where are we receiving this? Of course, I'm having the payment method assuming to be cash. So I'll just do okay. So in this amount, where are we going to receive this amount? Is it in Equity Bank, KCB, or Petty Cash? Assuming you want KCB. So this amount will be deposited to KCB Bank. I'm going to do what? I'm going to save and close. So what has just happened is that this amount of from Rasa Limited, it has been credited, right, to our bank. So that in this case, if you come to our chart of accounts, you realize that my KCB bank, because that's where we've recorded it, there is flow, that there is amount which has been received from undeposited funds. So remember, like you can also receive this amount directly from the customers and deposit it where you want it to be deposited. So at this point, whatever that we've looked at right now, we've looked at the cycle of creating invoice. That is, we've received the payment. In that case, that's what has happened. So the next class, my good students, I want us to consider in the event that you're selling goods in cash, how will you go about it? That is what I want us to consider in our next segment. To that point, thank you so much and see you next in our next segment. Thank you. Bye-bye.